Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, and in today's episode, we're gonna be rebuilding this retaining wall. I originally threw it together last summer when I was exposing our upper bedrock area. This was a huge project with quite the transformation. So if you haven't seen that video, I would highly recommend it. It was, however, just stage one on the master plan on making as many unique spaces as possible in this property. With this area here, it was all hilly and not really usable. So I exposed all the rock face, made a little bit of a leveled off area and built that rock face, but it was never finished properly. The main focus when I was working on this project was really just the rock slab itself. I was randomly dumping buckets of rocks until it got to where it's at now. It ended up making the space relatively flat, which at the time I was super happy with, but it was never actually properly level. It's way higher over here, quite low on this side, and these rocks are way too big to actually make it a nice walkable surface. So today we're gonna be putting in the time and work that this place actually deserves. But before we get any further into it, if you're new here, my name's Kevin, and my wife Michelle and I bought this stunning property on beautiful Vancouver Island and are gonna be turning it into our dream forever home. So follow along with us as we tackle project by project and make this place pretty unbelievable. First on the agenda is to tackle this retaining wall rebuild. This side came out pretty decently because I had a lot of big boulders to work with, but then that side I started running out and just kind of gave up and threw it together because I was running out of time. What this means for actual labor though is I'm gonna have to dig up all of the rocks up here so that these are all free and then I can rebuild it nicely. So let's get to work. That's a good rock. That's a good rock. That's a good rock. So now the backside is all dug out. These rocks can easily be removed, but first I need to figure out how to level this out. I'm gonna grab some sticks and some string and throw up a line so that I have a reference to what is actually level. Never done this before, but it's always fun to learn new things. All right, we got a couple of spikes, got a hammer to drive them in, got a level to level it out, and some string to put up. I think that's how they do it. Gee willikers, hey? Look at that. Okay, so now that I have a string line laid out, I have a reference of what's actually level. Now I can start rebuilding the retaining wall. I'll start by removing all the rocks that I originally put in there. Then I can see everything that I have to work with, start rebuilding it and make it look as good as possible. That's a nice one. Now I got my selection of rocks here. I just have to look for all the most flat ones and make that the front face. Stack them all nicely and it's gonna look great. Let's get right on into it. This one right here, for example, is absolutely perfect. So, that's exactly what we're looking for. Just got to find out where I should put it now. Yeah, something like that. tough. That's a better spot. It's perfect. All right, step 1 is done. The retaining wall has been rebuilt and it's looking fantastic. It's also now perfectly level, which will allow me to level out top surface. We'll get some more beauty shots of this once the sun is in a better place in the sky. But for now, let's go on to round 2, which is leveling off and smoothing out the top part. Yahoo! Ow! So up top now, there's a really nice landing here that has the perimeter of our retaining wall, but there's still now a ton of large rocks, which makes it really easy to roll your ankles. So we got to do something about that, and I have just the thing. Under this tarp is everything that I removed from sifting all the soil. So I need to get this off the deck because it's probably about 1,000 pounds of small rocks, and I do not want this deck to collapse. So I'm gonna move this pile up there and then I can smooth it all out. The troublesome part is that that's up there and this pile's here. So I'm gonna have to get a bunch of buckets and probably do about 150 to 200 trips back and forth to get this 1,000 pounds of rocks up to the leveled off area. Alrighty, I'm gonna have to be pretty careful here because it's not the most easy hike up there, so I don't wanna take too much stuff at a time. It's not actually that heavy. Well, that's just one of them, right? So there's one. And there's two. Alrighty, let's go up there. The challenging part is that I'm currently growing some new grass, so I want to try to avoid walking on it. So I'm gonna have to take this sketchy pathway. All right, and then we'll just dump this out here, anywhere I guess, and then we'll position it later. Back for some more. Holy cow, dude. That has got to be one of the most grueling things that I've ever done. Oh, that is exhausting. But on the bright side, I only have another pair of buckets to do, and then it's gonna be all done. It's looking pretty unbelievable up there. Definitely better than I was expecting, like I said before, but I just can't even believe it. I'm excited. So I'm gonna get this up there and then go show you. So let's get these up there. So let's get them up. Let's get them up. Let's get them up. Let's get them up. for this reveal, I kind of want to try something new that I've never done before, which is having a handheld camera. Usually I've always locked the shots off on a tripod, but I think this might be a better way to showcase the project and how it went. Essentially, here's my new rock wall, which looks pretty unreal if I do say so myself. And all of that soil that was down here on there from our grass project is now up here. Let's go and take a look. I am super stoked with how my retaining wall came out, and the top up here is so nice, so much more usable, and it's actually level instead of before. It was kind of falling off heavily over on that side. And there's way more room now because I broke off a bunch of rock, built a nice path around there. And yeah, but anyway, I'm super excited. I'm also super tired because that was exhausting. Still have some more work to do. I'm gonna pick up all the sticks that are in here, and then yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that you subscribe and tell your friends, because these projects aren't stopping, and I'm gonna keep on moving forward and turning this house into an absolute dream house for me and my wife, Michelle. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.